447 from Nick Kurtz, and the Athletics have beat the Astros 3-1 tonight.
Ugh. At least we didn't have to hear that. At least we had the Space City Home Network call. That's Jenny Kavnar of the Athletics television network. I don't know where it's based. I would assume it's still aired in the greater Bay Area as the Astros fell last night 3-1 to the Athletics, who are homeless but playing their games in a minor league ballpark for the Sacramento River Cats in Sacramento, California. I hate staying up late for West Coast baseball games, especially when the West Coast baseball games feature teams who are below 500. Right now, that is every other team on the West Coast in the American League West. It's the Mariners, it's the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, and it's also what you heard right there, the Athletics. So these games take forever, and I almost don't even want to care. But there is something about the A's that awakens the fire inside of me. Why does it wake something up in me? I don't know. I used to play as them in MVP Baseball 2005 all the time. Their uniforms are awesome. I love it. Looks like my high school. Kelly Green, Green Bay Gold. I have a hat that I wear every now and then in studio, and it looks a little bit like the A's hat, but it's got a old English S on it as opposed to an A. Why is it that I hate the Oakland A's or the Athletics, whatever they're going to be called going forward? Well, it goes back to something that the TV station for the Athletics once posted. This was when someone for at NBCS Athletics posted a graphic. It showed Carlos Correa and Jose Altuve in the midst of the 2020 pandemic shortened season talking to one another. They made Altuve look like he's 4'8". And the graphic says, what are they going to say now? And then it shows a bunch of A's players in the dugout. I think this was leading out to the Astros A's series in those 2020 playoffs. 3-7 record against us. 29-31 record overall. Second place in career low batting averages. And then at the bottom of this cartoon, it shows Carlos Correa and Jose Altuve panicking. By the way, the Astros went on to win that series. But while the A's did not put this out there, that graphic still pisses me off. And it's been nearly 5 years. Should I let it go? Should I move on? No. F them. F the franchise too. F them. I've always hated that you could hear that stupid ass band with the offbeat drums playing in the ballpark. You'll hear the occasional lute, trombone, trumpet, whatever. Stadium's always completely empty for an Astros A's game, but you could always hear some dorks who showed up to the ballpark playing band camp. This one time at band camp, I went to an athletics game and there were a bunch of seagulls out there. That's the other thing too. Watching a game that was in Oakland at that Coliseum that was probably overrun by cats, which is cool, but also a possum. At that ballpark, you would just see seagulls constantly getting in the way. Try to watch the baseball game when I got seagulls that are just flying by and getting in between me and the pitcher to catcher battery camera angle that has become the norm in baseball broadcasts. Constantly seeing seagulls, someone a-holes beating a drum, offbeat, like the Red Rowdies do at Rockets games. By the way, don't act like you're immune. No one should be bringing their own instruments in unless they're actually good at playing the instrument. Should I bring a recorder to the next game that I go to? An Irish Catholic school recorder and play hot cross buns? Should I do that? That's an act of terrorism, just like those drums. And you still heard it a little bit last night. I felt like I heard it. Maybe that was a ghost, the ghost of drums past. But I hate that team. Hate them. Hate them, hate them, hate them. And then their players kept on keeping on. It wasn't just the absolutely over-the-top bat flip for the second worst team in the American League. Oh, they got 4 wins in a row, Paul. Cut them some slack. They're allowed to be happy. No, that was way too cocky. That bat flip was the cockiest thing I've seen from a second to last place team in quite some time. You know that meme that they show online? It's of that guy who came in, 8th place in a competition, and he's busting open a bottle of champagne and making out with the ring girls and stuff. That meme online, you've probably seen it. That's who the A's were last night after the walk-off, which just sounded insufferable on the home call for the Athletics, which you just heard a little bit ago. And making matters worse, Altuve tattoos what's-his-face, something Spence, for a home run early in this game. And how does Spence respond to that moment? He throws the ball up and in on Jose Altuve.
And he gets a fastball up and in.
Yep. Be a little bit of conversation about maybe a warning to both sides, because Mitch Spence, after giving up that home run, throws one up underneath the chin of Jose Altuve.
Doug Eddings came right out from behind the plate to discuss this with the other 3 umpires.
Set up in. It says changeup at 93, but that is not a changeup, folks. That is a fastball running up and in at 93.5.
There's going to be warnings.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You're just glad that nobody got hit. I understand that they're trying to quell it, and Joe has to come out and have the conversation.
Doug Eddings says you can talk to me after the inning, so Joe's going to have a conversation with him after the inning as Altuve went back to the on-deck circle during that umpire's huddle. But there have been warnings issued to both sides.
After the inning, just warnings, that was attempted murder. Now, some are saying that that ball wasn't actually that close to Jose Altuve and that he's short and that perhaps he embellished a little bit there. Nope, that's heresy. That's blasphemy. 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 We're going to keep on quoting Kingdom of Heaven whenever we talk about the Houston Astros and their games over the course of this year. No. No, no, no. We don't allow that. There should have been an immediate ejection right there. He hit him deep for a home run. First pitch is a high and inside fastball. Come on. Eject him. Eject him. That was retaliatory. Then he's smirking after the umpires talk to him afterwards. Come on. That was 100% intentional. Even if he wasn't going to hit him, even if he had enough control to not hit him, it was high and inside, and it was 93 miles per hour, and he smirked afterwards. He knew what he was doing. So, in conclusion, last night's Astros-A's game awakened a hate inside me that I forgot I had for that franchise. And guess what, A's fans? I'm going to say it. You deserve to lose your team. You deserved it. You deserve to lose your team because of a graphic that the TV network that airs your games posted 5 years ago. That's the main reason. But also last night, the bat flip by your players attempting to murder Jose Altuve. What I heard, that call by the lady. And listen, I'm all for women broadcasters. I'm not actually a sexist, but that broadcast made me sexist a little bit. Hearing that walk-off call, just a little bit. Just a little bit, okay? And I saw that yesterday, the strike game that the A's had, like the reverse strike where they all showed up for that one game, it was pulled from the MLB archives. Like you can no longer access the game. Good. I hope all your good memories are gone, even though you're playing in a stadium that actually seems to like you. Sacramento seems to be very welcoming to the A's there. They deserve all the bad that they get. You deserve to be owned by John Fisher forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. If you are still a fan of the A's, you deserve that. All because of a graphic that was posted 5 years ago and because you threw at Jose Altuve last night. Is that rash? Irrational? Some are saying yes. No quarter, no mercy.
I mean, whatever gets you out of bed to watch these games, you know?
That is true.
We got to play these guys, what? It's not 19 times a year anymore.
13, though.
13. We got to feel something for these games.
I want to feel something. Not to the point where I'm declaring a jihad. No, I'm not going that far. All I'm saying is the A's woke something in me last night. I'm kind of thankful they did, but I found a little hate in my heart for the second worst team in the American League last night, and I forgot I had that hatred.
Yeah, I mean, in the Astros division, really, the Angels are the only ones that you're just kind of like, all right, guess we play these guys.
Yeah.
You know, like the Rangers, obviously in state. The Mariners go back to 2022.
That's the spiciest rivalry. The rest of them, I mean, and the Rangers, yes, there was 2023, but it has weirdly been cool ever since then.
I mean, we talked about in 2023 how this rivalry is more of a geographic rivalry than it is anything to do with these two teams, because it is 2016 where the rivalry mattered, and it is 2023 where the rivalry mattered.
It's always felt like the Mariners hate the Astros more than the Rangers do, because it felt like a lot of Rangers fans actually like the Astros. And yes, 2023 happened. No doubt about it. The Rangers do have the recency trump card, but it's weird because last year all of a sudden it died again. And I look at the Rangers.
Yeah,
if they just so hyped going into the year.
If the Rangers just stink forever, they have the trump card forever. Because
pretty much.
The Astros will never get them back.
But no one would care. And this is why it sucks to be in the AL West. It's not just the late games. It's just like you don't care. I almost want to go back to the National League Central and be in a 6-team division, because at the very least there was some history there. But now that history is history. You know, we're talking 15 years ago on that front. I want to feel something more than just thinking, okay, I'm watching this baseball game and hoping that the Astros get their 6th win in a row. I want something else. So maybe tonight there will be something. I do think there will be some retaliation tonight. I think there will be. I especially after the bat flip. Like, it was one thing where Altuve gets the ball up and in, and on top of that, where that A's player got hit in the foot, but that was unintentional by Brian King. Like, that happens. Yeah. But the bat flip is going to lead to something tonight. And that excites me. But it better happen, because if I'm staying up past 9 p.m. to watch a baseball game that features a second to last place in the American League team, I need something. I want a little fisticuffs out there. So good job by the A's reminding everybody that we hate them. I hate them, reminding me of that. But I want to follow through by the Astros tonight. Fight back.
Today's starter for the Astros, Jason Alexander. He'll be a legend.
He would be a legend. But he's got to go probably at least 4 to 5 innings.
He also, it's like, I have to keep my job.
Yeah, he has to keep his job. And on top of that, like, because of the Astros injuries right now, like, we do need 4 to 5.
But then
after that,
start at the 6, just plunk someone.
Yeah. What you gone through? Something I used to do in MVP baseball. This is just what a hater I was. I used to hate Alex Rodriguez. I actually have come to appreciate him in a post-playing career. I instead of intentionally walking out A-Rod, I would hit him every single time. Every single time. Even if it led to some of my pitchers getting ejected, worth it.
Would do the same to Pujols.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I would do the same thing to Pujols.
It was in a video game. We weren't doing it in real life. Video games lead to violence. Okay, fine, whatever. Anyway, it's the Paul Gallant Show, ESPN 97.5 couple of comments from the 713. I thought we were going to sweep the A's, go 8 straight. Yeah, that would have been nice. From the 281, is it just me or do the Astros suck against bad teams? It does feel that way. They did take 2 or 3 against the White Sox for what it's worth. And from the 281, you're right. I lost all my sympathy for A's fans. F